Hello and welcome to another online lesson as a preview of what I can do as online lessons. What I do as an instructor, I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so one of the things that I teach is drums, and I actually have the privilege of in teaching drums having that having to address this issue of what is beat. So in today's lesson we're going to have a look at what beat is. The reason I raised drums is because we use the word beat in three different ways in drumming. Obviously, to beat a drum, that's one way of using the word beat. We've got the question, how many beats do we have in the bar? That's another way of using the word beat. And then we've got a drum beat in itself. And that raises a problem, doesn't it? You're probably thinking at the moment about the problem. One word that is used in very different ways. So I thought about this, and the answer that I came up with was that a beat is repeated and we know where it starts. It's repeated and we know where it starts. So thinking about a drum pattern, patterns are repeated things and we begin to know where it starts. And I think that would work for beating a drum as well. In terms of hitting it, that would tend to be something that happens to be repeated. But certainly when it comes to beats in the bar, these came about from repeated patterns. So while I am starting by speaking about drumming, obviously this doesn't just, if you're not a drummer, it's not a problem because you're going to be dealing with beats anyway. Handling beats is one of these problems where in the first stages of school we're told 1 + 1 = 2, and we just nod and agree with the teacher and just accept it. Now, you may not know that when you get up to a master's degree in mathematics, they address the same problem of does 1 + 1 = 2, and the mathematical proof for that is huge. It's over a page and a half, an A4 page and a half of workings to prove that 1 + 1 = 2. So something which is very, very simple, 1 + 1 = 2, is actually a very complex sum when you really get down to it. And beat is the same thing. So day one lessons, when you arrive at lessons as a youngster, and a teacher will just say to you, look, here is a note. This one lasts for a beat. And this note over here, this lasts for half a beat. And this one over here, this lasts for a quarter of a beat. That's all well and good. But at no point have they actually explained what a beat is. So thing number one is that a beat is repeated and that it is that we know where it starts. If I told you that there are 4 beats in this bar, it's really simple. The answer is staring you right in the face. I've written the word beat 4 times. Beat, 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 beat. And if I were to say that repeatedly, you begin to establish where it starts, and therefore we have a beat. This note lasts for this length of time, beat. So what I can do, if I'm seeing a rhythm like this, I can actually spell the word beat underneath. I can say B-E-A-T, B-E-A-T. So what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to clap the rhythm for this while spelling this. B-E-A-T, 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 B-E-A-T. I'm purposely staying away from saying what these are called because the European system and the American system are different. Shall we just say this is a 1-beat note and leave it at that for the moment? There's a few complications that can be brought into that, but I'll do that in different lessons. Let's just say at the moment, this note here is worth 1 beat, and these are worth 1 beat. Before we go on to explaining that this is half of a beat, I mean, literally 2 letters is half of the word beat. It's actually worth pointing out at this point that this is the word beat, and this here is different. It's not the word beat, it is be at, isn't it? You can see because of the space there, it's be at. So just to sidestep slightly, if you're not playing music fluently, you are still playing music, It's just different music. It means something else. That's why you've got to practice and you've got to play music fluently. Think about it. If you're playing this fluently, it becomes beat, 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 beat. If you're playing the same thing, if you're playing this fluently, beat, 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 beat. But if I'm playing it and putting pauses in between the notes, it becomes B at, B at, B at, B at. And while that's still music, it's just not what I intended. I intended it to be beat, 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 beat. So you must be fluent in music. It's an aside, it's for a different lesson, but I think it's worth pointing out at the moment. It's a really interesting thing that I came across while teaching on this. Anyway, what we have is we've got 4 beats in the bar. B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. I can cut that down into smaller amounts. B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. Where each note is worth 2 letters or half of a beat, exactly half a beat. The same thing down here. I've now got 4 notes on the beat, and this time each note is worth 1 letter. B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. 1 letter is worth quarter of a beat. We still have 4 beats in the bar. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this time the rhythm uses notes which are worth quarter of a beat. So to recap before we move on, these notes are worth 1 beat each. They're worth the whole beat. These notes are worth half a beat. They're worth 2 letters, which is half of a beat. And these notes are worth quarter of a beat. 1 letter, quarter of a beat. What we can then do is we could make combinations of these. Either making combinations or put these in place. Or if you see combinations, if you are reading a piece of music and if you're seeing a piece of music and it has this rhythm and you're thinking, I don't know how to make this rhythm into something musical, well, we'd spell it out. This rhythm would go like this. Again. That is B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. Spelling it out, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. Of course, when it comes to online lessons, I'll be able to interact directly with you. You can always watch back through this video and try these things out for yourself as well. I'm going to take exactly the same rhythm. Now, keep watching the screen. If I take the 1 beat note and if I delete it, it becomes this sign here. This sign is a rest for 1 beat. This gives me a rhythm that does this. And again. This time spelling it out. B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. And you'll notice that I'm not clapping on the last beat of the bar. I'm still spelling out the word beat, but I'm not clapping. If I go to this note now, press delete, it now becomes this sign. This sign is a rest for half of a beat, giving me a rhythm. This time spelling it out. B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T, B, E, A, T. So of course I'm not clapping here on the last beat of the bar, and here I'm resting for the first half of the second beat. What I'm doing here is using completely musical language. I'm not playing on the last beat of the bar, and I'm not playing on the first half of the second beat. But hopefully you're seeing clearly, because I've written the word beat underneath, actually what I'm talking about. So going back to what I was saying before about 1 add 1 equaling 2, we can of course just nod and agree with our teachers, but if we don't understand the oneness of 1 and how we can add that to another 1 to make 2, then we've got some problems here. And if a teacher were to say to you, this note lasts a beat, but doesn't actually explain how long a beat is, what a beat is, then you're going to run into some problems. And I've found that pupils don't leave lessons because they're not interested in music. Pupils leave lessons because they don't understand something, and they don't understand why they don't understand it. And sometimes, actually more often than not, that's the teacher's fault for not explaining things like beat in this example. I'm going to take this quarter of a beat note, delete it, and we get this symbol. This symbol now is a rest for a quarter of a beat, giving you this rhythm. Spelling it out, B-E-A-T, 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 B-E-A-T. So you can see here, same as everything before, I'm spelling out the word beat, but not playing on this one here. So every time you see something that uses these rhythms here, spell the word beat along with it. You can write it on your score, either above or below, just depending where you've got space. And as you're doing that, that will help you to realize rhythms that you're seeing in a musical way. As always, these lessons are free, and they point towards the online lessons that I do. If you want to have something which is more personalized and something where I can actually respond to you, please get in contact and we can organize things from there. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye for now.